Welcome back to another video. This is episode 61, and it's been a very, very long time since we recorded a episode for the podcast. And that's mostly because during Thanksgiving break, we decided not to record and just give ourselves a break for Thanksgiving break for our holidays. And people went home to see their families, stuff like that. So that was completely understandable. But then after that, we were planning on returning. But then I got sick for about a week or so with I think food poisoning, so we were not able to record. So it's been about 3 weeks since we really put out an episode. I know Jaden did release something on the channel a few days ago, a video he wanted to do on his own. So, but we are back with another episode. We're trying to get back into the flow of things, get back to some consistency. We've missed a lot to cover as far as sports. A lot has happened, but we're gonna come back today and get the ball rolling again and get back to the consistency we used to as far as this channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to the social medias up at the top. But this is gonna be an all football episode today. We're gonna start with a mock draft. We're gonna talk about the 49ers Eagles games. That was entertaining to say the least. The Packers shocking the Chiefs. We're gonna talk some head coaches that we think should be on the hot seat or if they shouldn't be. And we got the Week 13 power rankings. Before we get into it, though, Max, how you doing? How was your holidays?
Yeah, good. It's been a long time since talking sports, so I know in our group chat and stuff, obviously we still talk about sports and stuff, and we'll keep in contact about everything happening. But as far as making videos on it, doing like going and doing research about everything, like it's kind of refreshed all that we've really missed these past 3 weeks. So got a lot to talk about, but I'm ready, so we're good.
Yep. So we're gonna hop right into the mock draft. That's our first topic up. Um, College football, honestly, has been pretty exciting over the weekend. Like yesterday, we got the decision who's gonna be in the college football playoff. Kind of want to talk about that a little bit as well, but kind of missed that a little bit. And then, I mean, it's been going around everywhere. Everybody been disagreeing about if Alabama should have got in or not. But I'm an Alabama fan, so I might be a little biased when I'm saying I think the committee made the right decision. Uh, that wasn't the four best teams in football. Because truthfully, if we were being honest,
Georgia's in there. Georgia's a top four team in college football.
yeah, that's that. With the committee saying that being that their criteria, that wasn't consistent. A lot of it wasn't consistent, and I understand if Florida State fans were um, upset, obviously, because they went 13-0, conference champion, Power Five, all that, and they did not end up making the playoff. But hey man, I don't think it was a business decision because it's the reality is that if they would have made
It
it, they would have got blew out in the first round.
it
They haven't looked good over the last few weeks with their backup quarterback or the third string at all.
It definitely. I mean, I agree with it. I agree with it as well. I think the top four. I don't think it's the best teams, but I think for the moment, like I think it's the right choice. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think Florida State did. They always talk about the LSU win. They always keep talking. They schedule LSU. Bama played LSU. Bama played Ole Miss, and Bama played Georgia. Those three teams might be better than three teams that uh
FSU's resume wasn't good at all. They had like the 55th
they've yeah 50
strength
again
schedule.
55th and fifth strength schedule. So big differences. FSU has not looked great in the past 2 weeks. They put up 16 points on a team Kentucky put up like 30 on. I'm not mad if they would have got in. But like I do agree. I think Bama is, but I do think it's also a money grab. They could not do it without an SEC. Like the viewership would be so low without an SEC team there. So I think they put the four best teams in, but at the same time, they saved themselves because they were able to still sneak an SEC team in there, which is huge.
All right, so that's enough about college football. Let's get into this mock draft. It's the first of the year. We're gonna be doing a few of these for the actual draft comes along. I think believe in like April. Got a long way to go. It's still early in the draft, process. It's still college football to be played, all of that, and the final draft order isn't finished yet. But as of right now, Tampa Bay has the 10th pick. New Orleans has the ninth pick. We
We're
are
going
not.
10 and
Yeah.
1 or 1 to 10.
Um,
Let's go 1 to 10.
we are going 1 to 10, but I was
Yeah.
just reading it
Okay,
that
so
way. I don't know. 10-1 would be interesting.
I don't know. I want to talk about. I think it kind of gives it away though. I want to talk about one for a second.
All right, you can have the first pick. We'll go 1 to 10. The first pick right now is the Bears by way of Carolina.
So this is obviously the most interesting pick in the draft. What Chicago will do kind of dictates what happens the rest of the draft. I guess from my personal opinion, I think Chicago should trade down with either the Pats, the Giants, the Commanders, whoever wants the quarterback, try and get more picks and go. But if I am making a selection right here, I think I'm gonna go with the first overall pick. The Chicago Bears select Marvin Harrison Jr. I think I'm fine with Fields. It's cool. I'm not taking Caleb. I'm sorry. I'm being completely what I want to see. Um, I think it's completely realistic for the city of Chicago to stay with Justin Fields after what's happened the past few weeks. We've seen Justin Fields play very well. You can't say he hasn't played. He's played good. But okay, the Vikings game doesn't count. The Vikings game is not a real game of football. Um, he played well against Detroit.
Viking games does count. What are you talking about right
We
now?
won. We won. Doesn't matter if we played bad or good. We won. That's all that matters. That was the ugly game. But
You
he's
just said
looked better. He's looked better off the injury. Is that a lie? Has he not looked better off the injury?
bro, he played against the Lions defense was terrible. Everybody cooks the Lions defense. Literally everybody. You saw James Wilson cook the Lions defense the other day. You saw Derek Carr before
Who?
he got injured.
What'd you say?
James, I don't know who the Saints, bro. They
Winston.
literally
James
James
Winston?
Winston,
Winston.
whatever.
Anyways, I'm part of the group where I don't think putting Caleb. Are we guaranteeing Caleb's going to be this day one impact player? No, that's fine. I would rather get O line, or I'd rather get D line help and receivers and move from there. So, in my opinion, I took this pick because I'm a Bears fan. Like, obviously, I'm gonna do what I think's the best. I think obviously it makes sense if Caleb goes one and you try and trade Fields, but I would rather try and trade one. But if you have to take someone, I'm taking Marv.
Justin Fields has not shown enough to save his job. He has not. I don't know what you've seen
I just don't.
since he has not
I
shown
don't.
he's not shown
How
enough.
are you? But like, I don't get. What are you trading for Justin Fields? What are you trading Justin Fields for?
You'll get a third round pick for him.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So why not trade number one and get a lot more assets and build out your entire roster and have Fields? Do you really think Caleb is going to be a day one impact player, affecting winning like CJ? Does he think he's going to have the impact CJ Stroud has right now?
I didn't say that, but Caleb Williams is a generational prospect,
So
and
is Marv.
he is, but a generational wide receiver prospect and the generational quarterback prospect are not the same thing at all.
Is
They're
getting a
not.
generational wide receiver prospect not going to only help Justin Fields?
It is, but you can still get a generational wide receiver prospect, and he still not be that guy. That's
It's in
completely.
the quarterback position. It's just because you're getting a generational prospect does not mean he's guaranteed to be a star. It's just
He's
not.
not. He's not guaranteed to be a star. But this is the chance you take when you have a generational quarterback prospect. It's a chance that Marvin Harrison it can be not the best wide receiver ever. That's a
That's
chance.
fine. That's what I'm saying.
I
So
don't. I
like,
don't. So I I'm not saying it's a terrible decision to keep Justin Fields, and try to build a team around him. But like I said, I've been pretty straight and forward on this Justin Fields or Caleb Williams thing since the season really started. Honestly, you don't pass on generational quarterback prospects. I don't think that's smart. Justin Fields has not shown enough this season or in his career uh, for the team for fans to have any confidence in him. I don't know. They just uh, I'm not saying Caleb was gonna come in day one and be start with superstar. I'm not gonna say him coming on the team is gonna fix every single issue. That's not realistic. But um, I'm not saying it's a terrible decision. But I
you
just
did.
personally
You literally
disagree
just
with
said
it.
it's a terrible decision like 5 minutes ago.
No, I didn't say it was a terrible
I thought you
decision.
literally just said it was a terrible decision.
When did I ever say it was a terrible
I thought you
decision?
literally copped. I came in here and said that. Anyways, yeah,
What?
I thought you like literally came in and said like that's a terrible decision. Maybe I'm
No, I
tweaking.
didn't. No, I never said that. I literally said I don't think it's a terrible decision. Um,
Maybe I tweaked.
trading trading down and getting assets and building a team and all that. That's cool. That's what they did last year. Um, and obviously they still have some holes. They have a host of other issues. It's not the worst idea. I just don't like. I don't like
Uh,
passing on generational
like
um
looking at the team
prospects.
right now, our secondary's biggest issue has been health. So they're always injured. If they're back, Jalen Johnson's still playing very well. He is a top 5, top 7 cornerback playing right now in the NFC. He's playing very good football right now. He's playing
Oh,
insane
well,
football.
that's not saying much. You said the NFC. Okay, okay, Uh, that's fine.
Top 5? You want me to say top 3? I could say top 3, but I don't want you to
The
get
secondary is
crazy.
not good. The secondary is not good.
It's
It's
because
that's
injured all the time.
if it's healthy, it's still not going to be good.
Our
I
biggest
don't.
issue is our front seven, which at the second pick you could address. You could also go O line, but our O line's kind of been we've had some decent bright spots on there. So I think assessing receiver, getting a third option or a second option, and they're moving Mooney to 3, that's fine. Running back position is kind of expendable in this day and age of NFL. Coaching's the biggest issue. I don't think, especially if we keep Eberflus, like I think throwing Caleb there is not going to help us. So I don't.
I just seen.
Caleb's off the board at 1 or 2. It doesn't really matter. Caleb's off the board at
I,
1 or 2.
I just
So
seen too many Bears fans talk about Caleb Williams play over the last like it's disgusting. Um, but that being said, we can move on. With the second overall pick, the New England Patriots select Caleb Williams. Obviously, they need a new quarterback in town. You give them a great organization historically. Giving Bill Belichick this great of a quarterback prospect is scary. They obviously need a new offensive coordinator. Bill Belichick needs to stop controlling the draft. They need any weapons for K Williams. Like I said, I don't think he's going to just come in and light things up. Uh, they need help on O line as well over there in New England. But this is a start to rebuilding the franchise, and I think Caleb Williams is a great one. I think he's the best prospect we've seen since Trevor Lawrence. He rivals Trevor Lawrence as a prospect, but I think Trevor Lawrence is a better prospect. He's one of those Andrew Luck, Trevor Lawrence type of prospects, the once in a lifetime prospects, generational type prospects. And like I said earlier, that's why I think you should not pass on him at 1. Um, but he'll go at 2.
I think the Cardinals are in a weird position for me. They could obviously be in a spot right now if a team's trying to trade up and get Drake May. You could do that. I think especially with Caleb off the board, I would much rather have Kyler than Drake May at this current state. So I don't know. I think they could look to get receiver. They could look to address the defense. They could look to address the O line. You just got Paris Johnson last year though, so that's kind of where I'm a little hesitant to go O line. Um,
Yeah, I mean, you taking Marvin at 1 kind of mess the draft up. So I mean, the third one is your pick. So I mean, that's for you to handle. I had Marvin Harrison Jr. going 3 in mine.
yeah. I think they gotta go defense. I mean, is it really that crazy if they go back to back O line picks? They go tackles back to back. I don't like that. All right, with the third overall pick, the Arizona Cardinals select Laiatu Latu. I said that right.
Yep.
Most guys' number one
And
defensive prospect. So again,
yeah,
they need guys to get after quarterback. They need
that's
guys to get after Brock Purdy at this rate. So it's really the only option. But I could look to see them trade down with whoever's trying to trade up and get Drake May.
yeah. I don't think they're going to be taking Marvin Harrison. He's probably going to be there. It just depends on what how the draft order shakes out. They're going to be taking a receiver to help Kyler. That's what they need. Right now they got a decent online. The defense, they don't have like any like one standout player to me, Buda Baker,
I feel like
obviously,
he gets
but
traded. He might get traded soon though.
yeah, but they very well coached. They compete every single week. Um, but they'll be taking Marvin Harrison. I think obviously like Latu is high now. But that's fine. Um, with the fourth overall pick, the Bears are going to take Olu Fashanu with their with
The
the f-
Commanders at 4. The
I
Commanders
mean,
at 4. Commanders
yeah,
at 4.
Commanders. Yeah, I forgot. Commanders. Well, they need a tackle anyways. So with the fourth overall pick, the Commanders are going to be selecting Olu Fashanu. Well, they need offense line help really really bad. This is the best um O lineman in the draft class. Needs someone to protect Sam Howell. They have the receivers on the outside. They have defense issues, which they'll need to address later in the draft as well. Secondary, um, as well as a linebackers, I believe as well. So
With 5 with Chicago's actual pick. It's between two guys. It's really just O line or D line. Again, looking at Kool-Aid McKinstry just for depth in the defensive back room. Obviously, like I said, like everyone gets injured on the team, so having depth back there is huge. You can go O line, you can go D line. I'd probably look at I don't know. Jared Verse is solid. Probably go with Dallas Turner or Latu if it's on the board. Um, I'll pr- I'll probably just stick with O line for right now though. So with the 5th overall pick, the Bears select Joe Alt.
okay,
Fits the Notre Dame guy. Chicago always seems to draft guys from Notre Dame or Northwestern.
it's a good pick. They definitely needed they need offensive line help. I was going to be concerned if you went anywhere else besides that. They just signed Montez Sweat. Oh, well, they just traded for Montez Sweat, and they can get other guys later in the draft or in free agency if need be. So I would have been concerned you didn't win anything anywhere outside of O lineman here, especially since you just did other stuff to help booster Justin Fields as well. So at number 6 is the New York Jets. Here I'm going to go best player available, and getting Aaron Rodgers, our offensive weapon, is going to be amazing for them. So with the 6th overall pick, the New York Jets are selecting Brock Bowers.
Don't mind
Yep.
it. Don't mind it. The Jets are a weird team for me. Again, I think if Joe Alt or Olu slips, I think they get O line help again. But I think those like the top two guys, and after that, it's kind of a fall off. So I got 7 with the Giants, right? Um, I mean, me and Latif talked about this before. I think you could look D end, you could look for the defensive side, but there's a big need at receiver. So I mean, if you really like, again, there's what 6 picks so far, and only one of them's been defense. So you can get maybe Latu is not your top guy, and you can get your top defensive player. But it's hard to ignore that your number one starting receiver is Darius Slayton right now. So you're looking probably between what Keon and Malik Neighbors. That's his name, Malik Neighbors. Um, I'm a Keon fan. Not really much to say. Um, I'll just go with Malik. With the 7th overall pick, the New York Giants select Malik Neighbors.
That's a good pick. They need wide receiver help. They need a lot. They need a lot. They can use a lot, but um, I won't say he's like the best player available, but he feels a big need for them. They honestly need a quarterback.
I think they're a team to look out for to trade up. Like if Chicago doesn't want him, if the Cardinals don't want him, a quarterback, I could see like especially where it stands right now, I could see Chicago trading down with the Giants. Giants go up get Caleb, and the Bears just try and get Saquon, get this the next thing. So
Yeah, I don't know. This Tommy DeVito dude, Tommy
Tom,
DeVito, whatever his name is,
no,
him
he's not.
winning is kind of cursing them. I don't know why they're getting lower and lower.
Yeah.
Um,
Cardinals too. The Cardinals are like sitting at number 2, and they keep winning. Now they're at 3.
yeah, I don't know why they're trying to win. I get it.
The Patriots are
Players,
the only team who know how to tank. Apparently, they're like you can't. It's pretty tough to lose 6-0 to the Chargers. That's pretty tough.
yeah. I mean, but their offense is abysmal,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I don't know
Is it?
what the
Oh,
Giants need to go ahead.
is it crazy? Is it absolutely crazy that like I could see the Patriots, the Bears go Marv at 1. The Patriots, I could honestly see just getting an O lineman and not thinking twice about it. Just skipping Caleb, skipping Drake
They
May,
would
and
never
moving
do
on.
that. They would never do that. They're not gonna do
I
that.
just the last time they picked the hype players, never. They never pick hype
They're
guys.
not gonna
They
do
always
that.
pick weirdos.
They
Like
don't have a quarterback. They're
times
not
in a
gonna do
row.
that. All right. With the 8th overall pick, the Tennessee Titans select Kool-Aid McKinstry. This team, it was really hard to pick what they were gonna do. They have a load of issues. But they have the 22 ranked secondary in the NFL. They need secondary help. Quentin McKinstry is the best corner in the draft. Uh, I have immense joy watching him every week at Alabama. Got banged up. Hopefully, you gonna be good for the playoff. But he's big. He's tall. He's physical. Um, Teams just avoid throwing his way. Honestly, they do. He's a lockdown corner. I think he's one of those guys. Going to be one of those guys day one. Yeah, he's been like that. He's a real athlete. He's been like so highly touted his entire career. Like even last year, when he came out, everybody knew who he was. His name is legendary. Literally, he was a high school legend. So been following for a few years. Clear McKinstry to the Titans.
Everyone like he committed to Bama. Like everyone just went crazy over his name. Like best name in college football.
Yep.
Saints got 9. The Saints are weird. They're in a really weird spot, in my opinion. I think I would not be surprised if they go quarterback. If they like Jaden Daniels, if they like Bo Nix, if they like Michael Penix.
I can get them a
second round, that's fine.
second
But
round.
their defense is solid already. It's just, are you going to add to it? Receiving wise, I guess honestly, I don't hate receiver. You're kind of up in the air with Michael Thomas. So with the 9th overall pick, the New Orleans Saints will select Keon Coleman. I think you can get another receiving threat. You don't have Michael Thomas. You can pair him up with Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, Jimmy Graham if he's still staying there, Juwan Johnson. Whoever quarterback you have in there next year, whether it's Derek Carr, whether it's Jameis Winston, you draft somebody, whoever. Your defense is sound as is. You could go, I guess, O-line would be the only thing I'd look at. But if Michael Thomas especially is, I feel like every winter or every offseason, we talk about where he's going to go if he leaves or whatever, if he's going to get injured. So I think getting another receiver would be huge. So I'll go with Keon.
All right.
Thoughts?
So yeah, I mean, it's not the worst pick. It was there was another highly touted O lineman available. Then I would probably go line, but they're just not in his draft. I think the next one being up is J.C. Latham from Alabama. But picking him this high would just be too high, honestly. So
it's weird to say everyone's just going to trade down, but you could just see someone trade down. But
I know I'm going with though. So with the 10th overall pick, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to select Jared Verse. I think one of their needs is edge. They obviously need QB, but this is going to be too high for them. They need tight end, but Brock Bowers is gone. So I'm going to go with Jared Verse here, one of the better defenders. He was supposed to be like a top 5 pick before the season started, but his production wasn't as good. But he's one of the reasons that FSU defense was so good and why they were able to survive at all without without Jordan Travis.
I don't mind it. I think their defense has just gotten older and older and older since the Tom Brady Super Bowl. So they need to start replacing those guys. So I think that's big. Pair him next to Vita Vea.
That was our mock draft. We are only doing the first 10 picks. We're going to be obviously doing a lot more research and expanding more with that. Maybe do a full first round at some point. Maybe get to up to about 14 picks sooner rather than later. We're going to move into more of the NFL games here right now. So 49ers, they destroyed the Eagles. They destroyed them last night. It was very entertaining, especially with all the trash talk from last year. And I enjoy watching the Eagles lose. I enjoy watching Debo go crazy because of how crazy he was talking in the offseason. And I knew
he backed it all up.
Yeah, I knew, they're gonna be in the locker room playing that get back song. So it was interesting to watch. I'm tired of Philly fans. I'm tired of Philadelphia Eagles winning. So it was exciting for me to see. What was your general takeaways from the game, though, Max?
I mean, it was just like I was talking about it before the game. whoever wins this, I think they probably don't win if they match up in the NFC Championship. But in the fashion that the 49ers won, it's tough to beat a team twice in a season. Everyone knows that. But the fashion that San Fran won, it's hard to think like that's not a fluke. That's not whatever. Like they are just better. We've had Philly, I think, as number one for 6, 7 weeks now. We've had them for a while. I think ever since San Fran lost to Cleveland, I think we had them up there. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was bad. Offense as far as Philly, terrible. I know we'll get into it later. I think the Brock Purdy like throwing perfect stuff, like Debo was just going crazy. Like again, Debo was just getting in the open field, just throw a short pass. Debo's in the open field, he's gone. Like no one was tackling Debo. He was insane. CMC was just running over everyone. Their defense was locking up. Like I thought, when Trey Greenlaw got in that little scuffle with the bodyguard, right? I thought that was going to turn the tides. Philly was going to get the ball, go score 2 touchdowns, like get back in the game, and it was over. And San Fran completely used that momentum against that. Like completely took that, they harnessed it, and I think scored 21 answer like off that or something. So I was shocked about how
No, the
much
Eagles scored. The Eagles scored right. The Eagles scored right after.
after
I don't.
after that. Yeah, yes, they
Yeah,
scored on that drive because of the penalty and stuff. And then what? I think it was 19 from there.
it might have been, but I thought the Eagles. It turned the Eagles up a little bit.
Just for that
But
drive,
then,
because
but
then
then,
Debo scored next drive.
yeah, I know that. But I'm saying it turned the energy up a little bit. But then the 49ers just had a response, and then another response. Um, Early in the game, it was kind of obvious the Eagles dominating the first quarter. They just could not finish in the red zone. Went up 6-0, and then the 49ers couldn't get anything going offensively at all. Uh, but I think once Kyle Shanahan learned like I am able to run the ball against this Eagles team just because of who I have on the offensive line in the trenches. I have Trent Williams. I have Kyle Juszczyk, and I have George Kittle. And he started flooding on one side and doing a lot of outside runs, getting their playmakers out in space a lot of movement as well, which Philly isn't good with on defense. Just they were able to win the battles in the trenches, and that was the biggest difference for me and why they won this game. That was my general takeaway from it.
So I got a question for you. A lot of hype around Brock Purdy, like I just said. Do you think this whole Brock Purdy for MVP thing is legitimate? Do you think he should be the number one odds? Do you think he's the guy right now? Like, what's your opinion?
So yeah, I saw that Brock Purdy was the number one's favorite to win MVP right now, and that's a disgrace. It honestly is. If Brock Purdy was to go on and win MVP this season, like the award would lose all its meaning. It will be super fraudulent for me. And for them to put him as the number one after last night, when me watching that game, there was not one thing that Brock Purdy did that was like super special to me. I think Kyle Shanahan called a great game. The 49ers were able to run the ball. They dominated the trenches. The defense dominated. Um, Brock Purdy did his job. He hit open targets. It was a lot. It was a lot of yards after the catch. There was a lot of screens where Devo 3 of his touchdowns, 2 of his touchdowns are just screens, and he broke away and
Yeah, exactly.
made amazing plays and scored touchdowns. And then the other touchdown on the goal line was a great play call, misdirection, using Debo on the goal line, and Brock Purdy hit a wide open man. He executes well. He executes offense to a high level. He is a good system quarterback. That's what Brock Purdy is. He is not a MVP. He is not even the most valuable player on his team. People forget when Trent Williams went down, when Debo Samuels got injured for those few games, how Brock Purdy played and how the San Francisco 49 how the 49ers won that 3-game losing streak. They won that 3-game losing streak when those players went down. He's not the most valuable player on his team. So for him to be the most valuable player in the entire league is ludicrous to me because that's not what he is. He's not that great of a quarterback to win something like that. Trent Williams is the most valuable player on the team. You see how he dominated the trenches last night. You see how him and Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle were amazing blocking. You see what Debo Samuel was able to do. Brandon Ayuk was a great receiver. He's not even the most valuable player on his team. So for him to be in MVP conversations is ridiculous, and it would be a disgrace if he actually won. I'm more comfortable giving it to someone like Dak, giving it to someone like Lamar, giving it to someone like Patrick Mahomes, giving it to someone like Josh Allen if their record wasn't so bad, giving it to CJ Stroud. Like at this point, like Brock Purdy is not the MVP.
I 100% agree. I think what you said with him not being the most valuable on his team is 100% true. And we didn't even talk about the defense. There's Fred Warner's. There's so many guys on the defensive line. There's Jimmy Ward back. Like they have guys on the defensive line or on the defense.
Shavarius Ward.
I said Jimmy Ward. Jeez.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ward retired years ago, I think.
Jimmy Ward is on the Texans, I believe.
Who am I thinking of? Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith. He was a DB for the Ravens. Jimmy Smith, 22. I think.
Get it together.
Yeah, sorry, it's been a long day. I think you give it to George Kittle. George Kittle's more valuable. I think Trent Williams is more valuable. CMC is more valuable. Debo is like there are so many more things in that offense. I don't even know if Debo is super valuable on that team. I think he provides a lot. I think Trent, George Kittle, CMC, Ayuk, the deep threat. Like, yeah, Debo is. What am I talking about?
I don't know about Debo or Ayuk. I don't know about Debo or Ayuk being more.
It's hard to give it to a receiver, but like you said, when they took him out of the lineup, it hurt. Like his versatility helps out a lot.
Yeah, but CMC was also banged up as well.
I think the biggest one is Trent. I think George Kittle might be too, though. His versatility is huge. His lead blocking and is able to receive the ball, like that's huge. But Trent's obviously the guy.
Probably second most valuable.
So I think CMC as well. Like again, but this team made this team very similar to what it looks like now. Besides CMC, made the Super Bowl years ago, lost. They've been good for years. Like it's not like they've gone through terrible seasons to get Brock Purdy as a quarterback now. And now they're good. That's not what it is. I agree. I think I wouldn't say some guys like you were saying, like Josh Allen. Like I don't think he's really playing MVP at all right now. But like I think there are definitely again the Chiefs are 8-4, and I think Patrick Mahomes has a better case because he is the reason they have 8 wins. Like he's the best quarterback in football, even when he plays bad. People, you know what I mean? Like he's still the guy. Lamar's still up there. I still think you might have Jalen Hurts. In my opinion, Jalen Hurts should get a nod before Brock Purdy should. I don't think it's crazy to say that. So
Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy have the same issue. I mean,
I think Jalen Hurts shows more that he's the guy. Like what you were saying, no plays wowed you. There are definitely some plays some weeks where Jalen Hurts can wow me. I don't know if I've ever been wowed by Brock Purdy like that. So again, I think it's like I'm not gonna say it's a disgrace and all this stuff because sometimes like that best quarterback on the best team in football, it happens. But I definitely think other guys should get the nod before he does. So him being number one in odds, I guess bet on your favorite person to win it right now because the odds won't get better than this.
Jalen Hurts, and if you're gonna say Jalen Hurts, I don't know. You're gonna say Jalen Hurts and Jalen. I think Brock Purdy should have a case, honestly. Like he's on a super stacked team.
Huh?
He's on a super stacked team as well.
I think the Niners are more. The Niners offense is better than the Eagles offense, in my opinion.
They're more stacked. They're obviously more stacked, but he has the best offensive line in the league. He has a great run in the game, which he's a part of that. He has 2 number 1 receivers, arguably 2 top 10 receivers. Maybe this Devon Smith top 15. I'm not a fan of Jalen Hurts as being an MVP either, honestly. But
I don't know. He's had multiple he's had the Bills game, the Cowboys, they lost themselves. He's had games where he's like led game-winning drives. Like he's won the game.
Okay.
Brock Purdy's done that. Brock Purdy, like literally, they're up by 30. He doesn't do anything.
I agree, but Jalen Hurts.
I don't know. I think he has a better. Maybe we're just picking at hairs here, but like I think Jalen Hurts is a better case. I don't think it's crazy that.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit better, but I mean, after last night, I don't know.
I get it.
Jalen Hurts has some bad games.
They didn't score much, but Brock Purdy also the bad games too. When it's all him, he has bad games.
All right. Do we have anything more for? Another major takeaway for your defense is it's not great. It honestly is. It's very, very, very reliant on getting to the passer. The pass rush is great. Get a lot of sacks, so that D line is amazing. But that secondary is we've seen. I've said this all season. I think it's liable to be passed on. It's not great. Darius Slay and Bradbury are aging. Like Debo said, they aren't that good, and I think this would have happened last year. Maybe not to this degree, but if
I don't
Brock
think
Purdy
so.
didn't get injured, no, I
I think
do. I think the 49ers would have won. Like
I do think it's a different year.
I don't know, the 49ers would have won. They're just a better. I think they're just honestly just a better team. I think this would have happened last year in the NFC Championship game.
Uh,
But Brock Purdy got injured.
yeah,
That
no.
secondary is you can move on it. We've seen it last year in the Super Bowl. You can move on it. So um, linebackers play is there's not good at all.
Well, they just
It's
signed
not good
Shaq
at all.
Leonard. We haven't talked about that. They just signed Shaq Leonard though.
Shaq Leonard is not good.
Not good.
He's not good. No, he's not. Shaq Leonard is he injured himself. Has not been the same. There's a reason he is not in Indianapolis no more. There's a reason he got cut. They had two linebackers that were playing over him that are better. I forgot their names, but he is not that good. But is he better? Is he better than what they got? Maybe. But he is not able to move how he once was. He's not gonna be able to play in what coverage like he used to. Shaq Leonard does not move the needle for me at all. They're gonna still have issues on that defense. He's a veteran presence, and he probably is gonna be better tackling brings better tackling than what they have. But no, Shaq Leonard doesn't move me. He's not good anymore. He just showed himself. He's nowhere near the player he was, which is why what's on the open market. But do you have any other takeaways, any other comments about the game with the Chiefs and Eagles? I mean Chiefs and Eagles and 49ers.
Nope.
All right, I was speaking about the Chiefs because we are moving on. We got the Packers. Shocked the Chiefs to won 27-19. People were making outrages about a missed call at the end of the game, all that other stuff. Man, listen, it's not. There never should be a scenario where the Chiefs are in a game with the Packers. I promise you, they deserve to lose this game. They were outplayed throughout the entire game. They thoroughly outplayed. Patrick Mahomes, not giving many excuses on them. Should have been better last night. Obviously, the receiver situation is not great. But you got to be better, Pat. Especially you're supposed to be MVP considerations this year. What are generate takeaways from this game? First, I want to ask you: is Jordan Love the guy? Do we have enough evidence of that yet?
No, we don't. Past couple of weeks been good, but we still forget about how bad it's been as well. So, again, this is his first full season. Give him an off season. We'll see next year. I'm not gonna declare him as the guy right now. So, um, Green Bay fans might love him. That's cool. More power to you. Yeah, I mean, he's looked good. He's looked bad. I mean, like, I don't think there's too much to go off of. The Packers have great home field advantage, especially in the snow. They're used to it. Like Lambeau's a tough place to play in November, December, January. So the snow's there. I agree. They shouldn't even be in the game. I mean, I don't think there's really much to say. The Chiefs messed up. That's a game you should win. Um, you're competing for the number one seed right now. In a year where you've looked like you've had holes, if you could play at home as much as possible, that's all that matters. They're giving up that one seed to whoever can take it. So I don't know. That offense is just looking like not like a Chiefs offense. The receivers are not there. They don't have Tyreek, which last year didn't hurt them. This year it looks like it is. Still dropping, like they're still hurting from the drop balls from games past. Kelsey's had on and off games. He obviously got injured a couple weeks ago, but I mean, their defense is supposed to be sound. They got lit up by Jordan Love, so I don't really have much to say. It's disappointing. I think if I'm a KC fan, um, just some of these games you look like you haven't cared. So we'll see. I'm not super worried at him when it comes to a playoff or whatever, but it's just not a good look.
I'm pretty sure Jordan Love is the guy. I mean, obviously he's had ups and downs, but that's with any young quarterback. And honestly, we're gonna be honest, the situation he's in is not great. The up until this week, Christian Watson his play has been iffy. Romeo Dobbs is okay. The offense line is not great. The running game hasn't been great all season. The play calling was inconsistent. Made a lot of mistakes. The defense is going to be good, but he's not in the greatest situation. I think they can give him some better weapons around him and really increase it. But I think his talent is clearly there. We've seen it against the Lions. We've seen it against the Chiefs. We've seen him have some really good games this season. I think Jordan Love is the future of the Packers franchise right now, and I think we've seen enough to for me to say that. Um, he's on pace right now for 31 touchdowns. I think 14 interceptions, like 4,500 yards, something like that. So if he hits those marks, then I don't understand why we wouldn't be saying he's the guy. Um, Now, as far as the Chiefs, I said this a long time ago. I don't think the Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl this year. I honestly don't. And that's fine. You can't win every year. Like the Chiefs are a great team, great organization. Um, have yet to get that third championship to complete that dynasty, but I think they will get it eventually. I think they are a dynasty. Um, but you're not going to win it every year. And this is a down year as far as the offense and the weapons. They need obviously a number one receiver out there. Rasheed Rice is good, but outside of that, Sky Morris is not great. MVS is terrible, and Travis Kelsey is not playing like himself this season. Not being consistent self season. Teams have been able to take him away due to the lack of other weapons on the field. And so, in a year where you get a very, very good defensive showing from the Chiefs, I don't think they are going to actually win the Super Bowl this year. I think 49ers, Eagles, I'm pretty sure the Ravens are a better team than them this year. And when you have Mahomes, you never want to say never. But this year, they're not winning the Super Bowl. That's my main takeaway. Well, I've been saying that, so.
Yeah,
But.
yeah, no, I don't know. I still sure, but I still think it's Patrick Mahomes, what you just said. Don't disagree or don't doubt him. So I think the best team in football right now is clearly San Francisco. So like if you had to tell me to pick a team, I'm picking them. But I'm probably picking KC to meet them. So I don't know.
I
We'll see.
mean, he can't throw. He can't run out there and throw it to himself. So I mean, he hasn't played
Understand?
he hasn't played
Understand.
his best this year. He
But what
hasn't.
I'm saying is, if you need one of your two, if you're the Chiefs, and one sided football could pick up out of the like right there, it's their offense. Their offense can like pull it together in a game.
How and when have we seen that really?
I'm saying like years past, whatever. Like you can see it. Like there are like reasons that multiple years. Like I get that Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey, but like you have other guys be whatever amazing in games that they need them, right? Like in the Super Bowl, Jerick McKinnon played well.
There's never been a year where they struggled this most offensively at all.
But this is also the year that they had the worst receiving core by far.
Exactly, which is
Worst options by far.
this basically is this is what their offense is. It's not good. It's middle of the back. More like
Yeah, I mean,
against bad defense, they'll go crazy. They're Chiefs, but
sure. And I don't
against
think there's many super sound defenses right now. Like there are some shaky defenses. If they play
uh
Cleveland, if they get play Cleveland in the first round, maybe. If they play Pittsburgh in the first round, maybe. But I think their defense can pick it up on the other side of the ball. I don't think Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett is lighting up the Chiefs defense. Um, like you know what I mean? Like I don't think
when they
the
see
only
the Ravens, that's when they'll run into
that's fine,
issues.
but you would probably not meet them until the AFC Championship.
Okay, that's fine. Then they lose, which is
Close.
why they won't be going to Super Bowl. But yeah, and Patrick Mahomes my favorite player as well. So I mean, outside of Aaron Rodgers. So for me to say that, I'm just being completely objective right now, and it pains me to say, but I mean, I don't care about the team that much. Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. So they got some better weapons for my boy. We gonna this next segment is called Out or Safe. I'm gonna be giving Max a list of not quarterbacks. I'm gonna be giving Max a list of head coaches, and you're gonna be telling me should they be fired or retained going into next season, or maybe even by the end of this season. All right. First name up is Brandon Staley.
I want him fired today. He is ruining the career of my favorite quarterback in the NFL currently. I want him gone. I have really nothing else to say. You can blame Justin Herbert. You're wrong. It's Brandon Staley. Their coaching sucks. They always have injuries every year. That 6-0 game, I did not watch a single minute of it, and that just looked absolutely horrible. Like I would never wish that upon anyone to watch that football game. 6-0 is terrible. That's worse than the Thursday night football game we had, which I think was possible. I want him gone. I would like him fired this week.
All right, next name up, Dennis Allen.
It's a weird one. I guess I'd probably fire him just because he hasn't wowed me, but he hasn't really done anything terrible. They're kind of a mid football team right now. I mean, they're still in position to win the division. So, um, I'd probably say fire him to get someone new in there. I think you want to I guess, fire him now so you can get your quarterback and have your coach pick your quarterback. Um, but it's kind of one where like I really don't care either way.
Dennis Allen is a terrible coach. He should deserve to be fired. Uh, Robert Saleh.
No, I don't think so. I'd say give him a year with Rodgers, see how he does it. He's had a terrible hand dealt to him as far as quarterback play. We saw how bad Zach Wilson was last year. It's not a this year thing. Tim Boyle, I think, was playing. Trevor Siemian played this week. Give him Rodgers, let him have a season with Rodgers, and then judge him there. I think we're looking at a lot of coaches like on the hot seat if they have Zach Wilson as their quarterback. Because you see, defensively, they've held teams low, right? They're holding teams low. They're just scoring less. They're scoring less points than they're holding up. So defensively, they're pretty good. And he came in to be a defensive guy. So
his mismanagement of the Zach Wilson situation is pretty questionable, though.
it's confusing.
Next name up and last name. Oh no, next name up is Matt Eberflus.
Gone. Nothing else to say. Gone.
No, he's terrible. He definitely needs to be fired. He's a terrible coach. Last name is Todd Bowles.
I mean, they might win the division this year, but I don't think it's really much help to him. It's kind of Baker, Mike Evans connection. I guess like
Go ahead.
if they make the playoffs, then sure you keep him. You're not gonna fire him after making the playoffs. Again, it's kind of like Dennis Allen. I'm sorry, they're not. They're like, I don't think they're gonna be good either way. So it really doesn't like move me that much.
Yeah, I don't think Todd Bowles is a great coach, but they could. I don't know. It depends on how they end the season. I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs.
It's also just a matter of can you really upgrade? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you really gonna find a better coach better than him right now? Like,
there are some people out there. There are
Jim
people out
Harbaugh.
there. He's not. I don't think he's gonna go to Tampa Bay. That would be pretty interesting for him.
Where you think he goes NFL?
Yeah, he will be, but I don't know about Tampa Bay though.
I'm saying where
the
you think he
Bears.
goes NFL though.
The Bears. And y'all guys need to hire Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator, but it kind of be a lateral move.
That's what I'm saying. I would be shocked if he came on as head coach. I'd get it, but he would not come on as OC.
Yeah, I need someone else as OC, but or just hire Ben Johnson as head coach. Would be a good thing to do as well. But I don't hear much about his leadership ability, and I think John Harbaugh is a great leader. All right,
Jim.
Week 13 power rankings. I think we should start doing this a different way. I think we should just give our 10. I think that'd be a better way to do it.
We just talked about this beforehand. So
you can go with your 10 first.
I thought we literally just talked about this beforehand. I thought you had it written down.
I said go with your 10.
Oh, my fault. Let me write mine down first. I had it off memory.
Right, fine. Oh, my stomach is hurting. That's why I've been going so. It was like a very, very long stomach. Not a stomach. At first, the first few days, me getting sick was like me writhing in pain in my bed, like over and over, for like 2 days, and it really, really hurt. And I got better, and now it's just like a small stomach ache. So yeah, so I'm kind of uncomfortable right now.
I'm hesitant. Sorry, I didn't know where I want to put this last team.
The NFL is a shit show right now. A lot of mid teams, honestly.
It's like low key beyond mid, bro. Like my 10s, yeah. All right, we're good. You can go one by one.
From 10 to 1.
All right. Who's your 10?
No, you. Oh no, not one by one. You go like just your 10-1.
Seattle at 10. Houston at 9.
First of all, let's redo that. You should say my top 10 teams in the NFL.
My top 10. My week 13 power rankings in the NFL. At 10, I have Seattle. At 9, I have Houston. 8, I have Jacksonville. 7, Detroit. 6, Miami. 5, Dallas. 4, KC. 3, Baltimore. 2, Philadelphia. And 1, San Francisco.
You got who at 9?
Houston. Houston.
Okay.
Do you Do you
Uh,
honestly think there's a chance? Do you honestly think there's a chance with how much question marks are going around that CJ could low key still win it?
the MVP?
Yes.
No,
He's got
they
off the year locked up.
record
So
won't good. Record won't be good enough. Uh, the 10th spot. I think I'm out of Browns. Honestly,
I can't put him in there with Flacco at quarterback.
they've been had a terrible quarterback play the entire year.
But Deshaun Watson currently is still better than Joe Flacco and TTR.
Deshaun Watson did not
Oh
have
wait,
a game for the Browns.
I thought he was coming back this year. Sorry, someone told me.
Deshaun Watson has not had a better game than Joe Flacco. I promise you. All right. At number 10, I got the Browns. At number 9, I got Houston. At number 8, I got Jacksonville. At number 7, I got Detroit. At number 6, I got the Dolphins. At number 5, I have the Cowboys. At 4, I have the Chiefs. At 3, I have the Ravens. At 2, I have the Eagles. And at 1, I have the 49ers.
So you just copied my list the whole rest of the way. It's cool.
What do you mean? The whole rest of the way?
The only one we switched off on was 10. That's the only difference we had.
Well, I already had my stuff written. I just wanted you to go first.
I don't know. I think you were hating on Denver. I think you got to give. I don't think they're 10, but you got to give them a nod for winning 5 straight. You said Buffalo. Buffalo's still low key a tempting team to throw in there. Cincinnati's not. Quarterback's done. I wish I could throw San Diego or LA in there, but the Chargers suck. So
yeah, Chargers are nowhere near a top 10 team in the NFL. All right, that's gonna do it for episode 61. Excited to be back. When we start to feel a little bit more better, it's like that. The episodes will get more and more frequent. The episode's gonna be back frequent and all that stuff. NBA episode probably coming soon. Jaden broke his ankle and dealing with sickness. That's why he's not here today. But make sure you go ahead.
We got in-season tournament stuff to catch up on. It's kind of been fun. I'm not gonna lie. The whole like scoring X amount of points, like teams actually caring about winning. Like, I don't know, just gives these regular season games a little bit more fire. So I'm ready for the night's games.
I don't really care about the in-season tournament. It's honestly pointless. Well, not pointless, but I don't care about who wins it. Okay, you won the in-season tournament. Oh, nice.
Watch these 4 games. Watch these next 4 games.
All right. It's about halftime right now. The Pacers and the Celtics will tune into that. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to our social medias at the top of the screen. And we're going to be out and be back to you guys soon.